Hello and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jerk, and coming up in a few minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at our forecast for the day and beyond. We will start with some state news. However, a second ethics complaint has been filed against Minnesota State Senator Nicole Mitchell. You'll remember that Mitchell was arrested last spring and now faces charges of felony burglary for allegedly breaking into her stepmother's home. Minnesota Senate Republicans filed an ethics complaint last year alleging that Mitchell's actions violated the chamber's code of conduct. A decision on that complaint was put on hold until Mitchell's trial concludes, but as KEYC's Quinn Gorham explains, the new complaint could have a more immediate impact.
Today we are adding a new ethics charge against Senator Mitchell in casting the deciding vote on a motion concerning her own membership in the Senate.
Senate Republicans trying once again to force action on Senator Nicole Mitchell's presence in the state Senate. The latest ethics complaint deals with a situation that happened when the Senate was still in a tie, a few days before a new member would fill a vacancy.
Members are expected to abstain from votes for which they have a financial interest. Senator Mitchell did not disclose her conflict and did not abstain from a procedural vote that stood in the way of a vote on her expulsion.
Republicans argue that Mitchell would lose benefits and a job if expelled from the Senate, meaning she benefits financially from voting against the motion. It's worth noting that Mitchell's vote would have allowed the chamber to take up an expulsion motion, but that an actual expulsion would require 45 votes in a 34-33 Senate.
We weren't able to even get to that vote because Senator Mitchell deliberately blocked the effort to get to that vote. That was a conflict of interest.
The subcommittee on ethics is a 2-2 split by design. A vote in the committee can't pass without crossing party lines. Mitchell's trial team was able to successfully use her role as a lawmaker to push the trial until after session. The GOP says that's caused the original conduct complaint to stall.
Before, the ethics committee couldn't make a determination, they said, because the trial hadn't proceeded. But now the trial can't proceed because she's using her Senate position to avoid trial.
It's likely the committee wouldn't have to delay the new complaint since it deals with a Senate issue and not a legal one. Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorham.
Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy issued a statement saying that Mitchell is owed due process in the court and that in the ethics committee as well. During the legislative interim, she indicated that she believes Mitchell should step down. In other state news, applications are now open for cannabis business licenses in Minnesota. The Office of Cannabis Management is now accepting requests from more than 200 pre-approved social equity applicants, as well as applications for general licensing. This includes micro businesses, retailers, wholesalers, transporters, and medical cannabis combination businesses, among others. Cities and counties aiming to operate a single municipal cannabis store can apply as well. Some applicants could see licenses as soon as spring if they complete all requirements. The application period will end on March 14th. Representatives from Senator Amy Klobuchar's office visited Vine in Mankato to learn about issues impacting seniors in the community. Representatives from Vine and other community groups discussed topics like transportation, healthcare availability, and phone and internet scams. Vine says that they are proud to be the representative for the seniors who say they often go underrepresented and misunderstood.
We serve a lot of seniors. A lot of issues come up, and so it's always good to have that kind of direct communication with people who make those decisions.
Some issues presented at the listening session, like digital security, have already been presented to Congress in the form of bills such as the Take It Down Act, which passed the Senate unanimously last week. We're going to transition a little bit and talk about some weather right now. Caitlin, we're on the brink of the good news. That's the best way to put it.
Yes, we are still in first alert mode, at least through the morning hours, but that's going to go away. We still got a little bit of cold weather to deal with tonight, and then we've got that flying path to those warmer temperatures on the horizon, and it is going to really feel like summer out there. It's kind of funny to say that 40s are going to feel like summer, but being where we have been. Yeah, it comes around every spring. We're always looking forward to the 40s, and it's going to feel fantastic. But first, we do still have to get through some cold. So going through today, we are looking at temperatures rising above zero. That's something to get excited about. We are going to see a lot of sunshine, but we'll see some clouds in passing here and there. Temperatures high of 3 degrees today. That's exciting. I know it's not too warm, but it's nice to not see a minus or negative sign in front of that value. So that's kind of good news already going forward. However, the bad news for today is, well, we've got a little bit of a breeze out there between 10 and 15 miles an hour, and that's going to keep our wind chill values well below zero for today. So that being said, this afternoon we're going to range between 15 and 20 below zero before starting to range between 20 and 30 below zero for tonight. Now, because of that, we will be under a cold weather advisory tonight for all of southern Minnesota up into the Twin Cities and down south into northern Iowa for tonight into tomorrow morning because of those wind chill values. Now, overall, our temperatures are going to drop to a low of 10 below zero by tomorrow morning, but remember, it is going to feel quite a bit colder out there, which is why that cold weather advisory will go into effect. And even though it's not an extreme cold warning or that we won't be in first alert mode, doesn't mean that you should just walk out and about without a jacket or maybe just a sweatshirt on. You need those heavier jackets still. You're going to need those layers still, as well as the hat and the gloves and the boots. You're going to still want to stay warm. It's not like we're going to switch in the flip of an eye, but it will feel like that as we take a look at the extended forecast in a minute here. There's a look at your cold weather advisory for tonight into tomorrow. Like I said, they've adjusted it a little bit since 9 o'clock this morning. It was reaching up to the Twin Cities, so that means that the Twin Cities aren't going to be quite as cold as what we're looking at now here in southern Minnesota into northern Iowa. So if you're headed up that way tomorrow morning, a little bit better news for those of you. Here's a look at tomorrow, high of 10 degrees. We're going to jump nearly 20 degrees from tomorrow morning to tomorrow afternoon with plenty of sunshine and light winds mixed in. Now, like I said, it's not going to transition in the blink of an eye, but it sure will feel like it come this weekend into early next week. We are looking at your extended forecast showing temperatures rising to a high of 18 degrees by Friday afternoon, and then it only gets better from there. We're looking at 30s on Saturday, 40s on Sunday. We'll hold on to those 40s through the middle of next week, and then we'll drop just a little bit, but we're still looking at 30, so I think we can handle that little drop.
I think everyone will be a little bit more happy with 30-degree weather versus negative 30 feel-like temperature.
You're not going to have to brace yourself to walk outside this
no.
weekend. It's going to feel quite fantastic.
I like it a lot. Well, thank you very much, Caitlin. We appreciate it. We're going to transition into some sports. In the sports world, it's a rematch between Mankato East and Mankato West last night on the hardwoods. The Cougars ranked number 1 in Class 3A, taking on the Scarlets at the Taylor Center. These two teams faced each other in January. East winning that game. Tonight, the Scarlets look to get one back. Great ball movement finds Ryan Steinke open down low, but they're slow to get back on defense, and Lucas Gustafson makes them pay with a quick transition bucket. Later, West with the turnover, East with the answer. Gaden Gosh turns the turnover into a quick 2 points for East, 13-9 Cougars. Next possession, West makes it a 1-point game with a 3 from Maximus Vilt. Kylie Steinke showing off his ball handling skills, plus the fadeaway J. Yes, sir. Scarlets take the lead 16-15. Next time down the court, is it deja vu? No, it's just Steinke on a roll. He had 16 points in the first half alone. West leads 18-15. West feeling it in the first half. Mal Jock pulling up from the East bench, showing us his range to add to the Scarlets' lead right there. I've said it before and I'll say it again. East is dangerous in transition. Juwan Relaford, making the spin move look effortless. Timeout on the floor. East trailing by 5. Out of the timeout, East showing us why they're number 1 in the state. Gustafson nails the transition 3. Then later, Cougars force another turnover. Brogan Madsen with the steal and the bucket. We're tied at 24. Madsen in the corner. How do you guard this? The answer is you can't. Madsen showing us how dangerous he can be one-on-one. Brogan had 15 points in the first half. The Scarlets hung with the Cougars in the beginning, but East pulls away and wins this one 85-59. High school girls basketball action between the rivals, Mankato West taking on Mankato East. Second meeting between these two teams. West got the win back in January. First half action, Ella Mullenbach from the corner adds 3 for West. Scarlets up by 8. Later, Hayden Henning takes it down 1v1. Does a little spin move down low for the bucket. Cougars back with possession. A simple yet but effective inbounds play finds Maddie Beatty open behind the arc. She drains the 3 to make it a 3-point game. East defense causing a little commotion, but Joy Wemmer is in the right place at the right time for the bucket down low. Back to a 5-point game. East answering back. Beatty sees an open lane, takes it all the way to the hoop. Romo Smith getting the work down low. She'll hit the fadeaway bucket. In the second half, Cougars' Hayden Henning makes 2 clutch free throws to tie this game at 57 with 13 seconds left. And this game needed OT to decide a winner. In overtime, it's the Cougars who come out on top with a 71-67 win. Caitlin, some exciting basketball last night, I tell you what.
Yeah, it's always a nail biter when there's a close game, regardless of who you're watching or what the sport is. And I think I sit back here biting my nails just listening to you give the play-by-play when I don't get to catch up with them in the live action.
Yeah, especially East and West like that across town.
Oh yeah, crosstown classics.
There you go. Well, thank you, Caitlin, and thanks for watching this KEYC News Now to Go update. Stay with KEYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And download the free KEYC News and Weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.